All right, everybody. Welcome. The raw food world is back. And what we're going to be talking about today is every once in a while, probably once a year, I come out with like one of those crazy big time products that just are so profound. It actually has the ability to help people in a massive way. I have a new product that is coming out tomorrow. It's actually available right now. I just made it live on the website. That is so profound that it has the ability to help you avoid Alzheimer's disease in the long run, and actually has the potential to reverse Alzheimer's disease. New discovery that just came across, and I'm just like blown away by this. And what we're going to do about that right now is share it with you. It's kind of like a new scientific innovation that we're going to be discussing here. So just to get started real quick, magnesium is a critical force in the brain. And scientists discovered long ago that, many years ago, that they discovered that the more magnesium somebody has in their brain, or an animal, the more intelligence that animal or human has. Furthermore, practically all patients, when autopsied, have like no magnesium in their brain. So people with Alzheimer's are in desperate need of magnesium. That's like the problem here. The issue is they never discovered a way to get magnesium across the brain-blood barrier until now. We just discovered a new product that does this. It's shown in clinical studies. It's actually called Magnesium L-threonate, and the trade name is Magtein. It was developed by a bunch of MIT researchers that discovered when taking Magtein, it crosses the blood-brain barrier and actually feeds the brain. So now, all of a sudden, you have more synapses, more neurotransmitters, more synaptic activity. Your brain starts popping off and functioning better. It's absolutely profound. And I'm going to be citing a bunch of clinical studies for you here today that are actually pretty cool. So what is Magtein? Magtein is Magnesium L-threonate. As I said, the trade name is Magtein. And what the MIT researchers did was they discovered a combination where they take magnesium and a vitamin C compound called Threonic Acid. And in clinical studies, it shows, compared to other magnesium forms, that it actually it shows that it actually passes the blood-brain barrier. It shows that in the cerebral spinal fluid that the brain is soaked in had higher levels of magnesium compared to all other magnesium forms that were used in the inorganic and organic form. They used pretty much all the best magnesiums on the planet, and Magtein was the only one that had significant results. And this is absolutely profound. There's another clinical study that doesn't have to do with Magtein, but just to show you the importance of having magnesium, there's another clinical study here where it was a 17-year study that followed more than 1,000 Japanese adults over the age of 60 and found that those who consumed more than 200 milligrams of magnesium per day were 37% less likely to develop any type of dementia and 74% less likely to develop vascular dementia. Okay, so now for the first time ever, we've discovered a way to bring magnesium across the blood-brain barrier and to feed the brain with magnesium. This is out of control. And as I was stating, magnesium is the key ingredient that is lacking in Alzheimer's patients. So how can I make this claim that it can reverse Alzheimer's? Well, we actually have clinical studies where they've actually had results. So once you get this magnesium, you're feeding the brain magnesium, and now all of a sudden magic can happen, more synapses, more neurotransmitter activity, and things like this. So I have the link here. If you're not on my newsletter list, you should go to therawfoodworld.com and scroll down to the bottom. Sign up. You'll get all the clinical studies. Tomorrow morning, this newsletter is going out. But at the clinical study, at the link here, actually at this link, there's 4 published preclinical studies found that Magtein, which is this new product that I'm bringing you today. Uh-oh. I need water in the setup. I can't get to it. Okay. Found that Magtein improved memory and helped prevent the decline and reverse the symptoms of Alzheimer's. Clinical proof. Additionally, the ability to raise brain magnesium levels were evaluated among the bioavailable organic and inorganic forms of magnesium. So now they're testing magnesium in all forms. And Magtein was the only magnesium composed to raise the cerebrospinal fluid magnesium concentration with statistical significance. So we are showing here in clinical studies that when you take this Magtein product, which is available at therawfoodworld.com, it's at cost right now, it's on sale till the end of the month. When you take this Magtein product, it crosses the blood-brain barrier. It has the potential to reverse Alzheimer's and prevent it in the long run. More synapses, more neurotransmitters, more everything you can possibly imagine. So once you start feeding the brain magnesium, other things start to happen too. Not only are we going to be helping our memory and stuff like this, because it completely freaks me out when I start to forget something. That's like the most scariest thing I can possibly imagine. Like you just can't recall something or something like this. Here is a solution to being able to feed magnesium to the brain. Again, as I stated earlier, when you autopsy someone who had Alzheimer's disease, they practically have no magnesium in their brain. And research has shown that the more magnesium a person has in their brain, the more intelligence they have, including in animal studies. They've shown this also. So not only are we going to help improve memory, avoid Alzheimer's and things like this, but here we're talking about other things. Okay, so Magnesium L-threonate, which we're selling, which is also the trade name is Magtein, is easily absorbed and entered into the brain, as we were just talking about, and it is shown it may reverse aging in our brains. It has also been shown to help with adults with sleep disorders, anxiety, cognitive dysfunction, and has the potential to help manage certain brain disorders as depression, age-related memory, and loss. Okay, so real quickly, so now we're talking about sleeping better. We all know magnesium does this, but now we're crossing the blood-brain barrier, so it's going to be really profound. Helps with anxiety. Some people, when they're taking this, okay, so I don't know if any of you guys know Dr. Bob McCauley. He's a big-time raw foods pioneer, proponent guy. He's been doing this for many years. He had this guy who had schizophrenia. He gave him the Magtein along with the brain herbs I'm always talking about, bacopa and mucunia, and immediately he got out of his depressive funk, was feeling much better, slept really well, and he just was immediately doing way better. We're dealing with depressive states, anxiety, and better sleep here also. But you have to keep in mind, it usually takes a month for this stuff to start working, the Magtein. Here's a clinical study that actually explains why. So a study showed that orally ingesting Magtein, this magnesium L-threonate that we're talking about, has been shown to take at least this is a clinical study, to take at least 1 month to raise brain magnesium levels to the extent to have an effect on memory formation. So not only are they saying that it has an effect on memory formation, like we're trying to deal with here, but it can take a month, so we have to be patient. And then also to get these other side benefits that we're talking about, such as better sleep, less anxiety. People have reported taking this type of thing and those anxieties we can't control at night, they sleep deeper, those just go away very well. It's just a really good all-around product. It's Magtein. You simply go to therawfoodworld.com, and you click the at cost specials, it's the top product right there. So as I was saying, for this person who is in a depressive, schizophrenic state, I guess you could use it for all sorts of things. I mean, I don't think there's any studies on bipolarism or anything like this, but people, you know, who are on psych meds, this might be something that's really good, and you're going to see how profound this is in a second. But if you want to take this all the way, then the ideal combination, and we're talking about avoiding Alzheimer's, trying to reverse Alzheimer's, has the potential, and also to help with all these other issues we're talking about. You would want to take maybe want to take the Magtein with the Mucunia and Bacopa at the same time. Now, why is this? Remember, it had a profound effect on this guy from before. So, one of the main neurotransmitters that's flowing around in the brain, making all these synapses, is acetylcholine. Now, Alzheimer's patients have very low levels of acetylcholine also, let alone magnesium. And it's kind of getting depleted and stuff like that. So what happens is when people start having issues with low acetylcholine, there's actually a few medications that people take. They're actually right here. I wrote them down. Okay, so when a person has, so acetylcholine is the most widely spread neurotransmitter in various regions of the brain and is proper needed for memory and cognition, as well as motor control. Imbalances in acetylcholine is linked to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease and stuff like that. Okay, so when acetylcholine is all out of place and stuff like this, what they do is they recommend the medications. They have certain medications that can increase the levels of acetylcholine, which is donepezil, rivastigmine, and galantamine. Those are the top 3 pharmaceutical drugs used to reduce anticholinesterase activity, which breaks down our acetylcholine. Now, in my newsletter tomorrow that I'm coming out with, I'll put them in. I'll put them in the descriptions here too. Yeah, I'll do that. So you'll see the other ones about Magtein also. It shows that when we so it shows that Bacopa reduces anticholinesterase activity just as good as those 3 top pharmaceutical drugs for the task. So now there's side effects with all these drugs, we know. Now, so what we have here in front of us is Bacopa, which is just a natural herb, just one single ingredient. Our Magtein is just one single ingredient too. No other fillers. I haven't seen another Magtein product on the market that actually doesn't have other ingredients in it. Ours is 100% pure Magtein, also known as Magnesium L-threonate. So now when you take Bacopa, it works just as good as the top 3 pharmaceutical drugs, or this is what this clinical study shows, at preventing the breakdown of acetylcholine, which is one of the main key neurotransmitters in avoiding Alzheimer's disease. I think I need to take some right now, as a matter of fact. So now when you take it in conjunction with the Magtein, you are boosting the effect like crazy. Not only are you feeding the brain magnesium for the first time, because Magtein is the first magnesium that has shown statistical significance of a difference in feeding the brain with magnesium, which the brain needs, but also now we are increasing synaptic activity, not letting the breakdown of acetylcholine happen. And then there's one more herb that we just talked about that Dr. Bob McCauley gave to this person, and that's Mucunia. Now, due to all of the things that we do that are not the best habits of ours, such as eating refined sugar, stress, on psych meds, here's a big one, drinking coffee, what happens is we love the dopamine feeling, the L-dopa dopamine feeling. You get that high. That's why we love coffee so much. But we have to up the intake as time goes on because it stops to work, and we start to deplete our dopamine levels. Now, as shown in clinical studies and links I'm going to share in the description of this video once it's live, because I can't do that right now, it shows that there's a balance between dopamine and acetylcholine. Now, when you deplete your dopamine levels, you overproduce acetylcholine, which depletes that. Now, the meds for that, well, the Bacopa will help it from breaking down, but we need to like raise our dopamine levels because we all stress, we all do things, we're always depleting our, and there's medication to do that also, but the side effects are like blurry vision, confusion. It's probably like one of the highest side effect drugs there are, and many people with Parkinson's disease need that. As many of you know, Macunia has been shown in clinical studies to actually help with Parkinson's disease. So what we have here with Macunia is there is no other food or herb that has more L-dopa than Macunia. And L-dopa is a precursor to dopamine. So when we feed ourselves Macunia, L-dopa, what we're doing is we have a way to finally naturally raise our dopamine levels from all the chaos we've done to ourselves, from drinking alcohol, eating refined sugar, stressing out, taking meds, and all those different things. So now we can rebalance to where acetylcholine isn't overdoing it. So what we're trying to do here, like the main concept, there's lots of stuff you're going to benefit from just doing these things. You're going to have better thinking power, but we're trying to avoid Alzheimer's. That's like the most scariest thing in the world, and help people reverse it, and Parkinson's, all these different things. And so what we have here is a trio combination that has never been put together in this way before, that can actually have a huge, profound impact on helping people. So what we have here is Magtein. The first magnesium, it's called Magnesium L-threonate, trade name Magtein, is the first magnesium that's been shown to cross the brain-blood barrier. And as we stated earlier, magnesium is deficient in people with Alzheimer's. The autopsies show that people have like no magnesium when they die of Alzheimer's. And it is shown, research shows that the more magnesium you have in your brain, the more intelligent a person is. But we haven't had a magnesium that crosses the blood-brain barrier until now. And that's what we're bringing to you today is Magtein. So you take the Magtein, we're going to get the magnesium into the brain, and then we're also going to keep the most important neurotransmitter for avoiding Alzheimer's replenished and not from breaking down by taking Bacopa and Macunia. The Bacopa helps it from breaking down. It works just as good as these pharmaceutical drugs as shown in the clinical studies. And Macunia helps keep dopamine up so the acetylcholine doesn't get depleted, because there's a balance effect there. And when there's not enough dopamine, we overproduce acetylcholine, which gets depleted. So now what we have here is you take the Magtein to feed the brain magnesium, and you're like keeping your acetylcholine levels loaded, balanced, and ready to go. And this combination should bring your brain power to like amazing feats here. So what we have is Magtein, Bacopa, and Macunia. These three products, profound, just came out with the Magtein. It's available at therawfoodworld.com. Just go to the at cost specials page. It's the top products there. This is launching tomorrow. I got a mass of this stuff. We're probably going to still sell out. Go to therawfoodworld.com. And okay, so there's a little bit more to this. This magnesium, the Magtein, also, it's fantastic because it doesn't taste bad. There's a lot of magnesiums out there that taste really badly. It's like just disgusting. But this actually has no taste. It's a powder. And how you want to take it is you literally just want to take 2,000 grams a day, which is a half of a teaspoon. And what you want to do is take a quarter teaspoon in the morning and this is how Dr. Bob McCauley was actually talking to me about this. He never misses a day of this stuff. He takes 1/4 of a teaspoon in the morning and 1/4 of a teaspoon at night right before bed. And it has no taste. That's the beauty of this. You could put it in your juice, you could put it in your water, you could put it in your smoothie, you could do whatever you want. It's fantastic. It's easy. And when you take it at night, it should help you sleep better too at the same time, and also help with the anxiety, those ones we can't control. And you'll probably remember your dreams really well and just sleep really deep. This is what people have been reported after taking it. And remember, it could take a month for, the whole memory thing to start working, as shown in the clinical study that we discussed. But yeah, we want to get on this as soon as you can. Each bag is about a month's supply. If you're doing a heaping teaspoon, a heaping quarter of a teaspoon, then, it's going to last you 25 days and not 30. So you might want to get like a 3-pack, because we have a better deal when you get a 3-pack as usual. And that will last you a few months. And by the time you're done with that, you should be noticing a difference, because it does take a month to build up to where it actually says in the clinical study where memory formation happens. But you just have to have a little bit of patience with it, just like these people in the clinical studies. So that's how you take it. For the Bacopa and the Mucunia, some people are more sensitive. These are powerful herbs. We have the most powerful herbs on the planet. Some people are more sensitive to others. Some people might need, a third of a teaspoon. That's a lot. But for a guy like me, I would probably start out with just an eighth of a teaspoon of each with the Magtein, like not much, because I'm very sensitive to herbs. For example, we came out with these other herbs that help people sleep, but I only needed just like a little pinch of it. And if I take too much, it's going to work against me sleeping, because I'm just that sensitive. But some people need that whole dosage. It all depends on who you are and things like that. So that's the dosage information. Let's see if we got everything going on here. So this Magtein product is the best brain product I've seriously come across in my history of doing all this. And I'm just really excited to bring it to everybody. The Bacopa and Mucunia is a good adjunct to take with it. This is a powerful thing. This might be what you or some loved ones are looking for. It's good for everybody to avoid Alzheimer's in the long run. It's one of the scariest things to think about. I'm super excited about it. Everything is at cost. All 3 of these products, the rawfoodworld.com, go to the at cost specials. They're the top products right there. And we're launching this tomorrow. It's available now. And this is big time. Anyway, take care, everyone. Much love. Bring you the best products in the world. Mwah.